Welcome to Cooking Adventures with Mary and to Boston's Italian North End. I have the pleasure of introducing Robert Rignetta, who is the owner and operator of Iuno's Restaurant, a beautiful pottery shop next door, and Biscotti's pastry shop right here. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, Mary. How are you today?
I'm fine. It's my pleasure to be here today to go on an exciting tour of the three business establishments that you have here. Would you like to tell us a little bit about Biscotti's? Because I know this is an establishment that's very near and dear to my heart. It's my first stop when I come to the North End because of your wonderful pastries and your cappuccino coffee.
Well, thank you very much for the compliments. Biscotti's is a 3.5-year-old business, and we do authentic Southern Italian pastries with an emphasis on Sicilian pastry. And we have some products here that you can't find in any other part of Boston. We can waltz our way in. We have such great decor that we put together with some local artists, and everything we do in here is made fresh daily, and there's about 60 different products to go through. Very small business, and we're venturing out into the wholesaling market now with some of our products that you can't really find. Obviously, our name is Biscotti's, and we pride ourselves on our Biscotti's. I can bring you in, introduce you to some of our talented baking chefs, and one of the head guys here is Armando. He's been in the business for about 35 years, and he's well known in this town in the North End, of which there's many bakers and many restaurants, and everything is done very classical and very palatable here in the North End.
That's wonderful. I know that when I bring my tourists here to tour the culinary area of the North End, this is my very first stop. They always have to try your Sicilian macaroons. There are no others like it. I know that the pastry shops here are quite comparable. The competition is keen, but you are number one because we all stand out here with our bags of Sicilian macaroons with a beautiful flaky taste and the powdered sugar which sort of drips down onto our clothes, and we thoroughly enjoy it with your cappuccino. So it's a pleasure to proceed into your wonderful pastry shop so that perhaps you and the master chefs can tell us a little bit more about the wonderful products that we have. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, we're inside of Biscotti's now, and Mary, I'd like to show you some of our namesake cookies, the Biscotti's that we have here. They're actually the heart of Biscotti's, and we'll pull them out a little later, but what we have in the center here is a chocolate hazelnut biscotti.
My favorite.
It's an excellent consistency. It's not a very hard cookie. It's very, very soft and lovely cookie to have any time of the day. And we have cinnamon almond biscotti. It's a little harder than the chocolate. And then we have the regular almond biscotti, which we sell immense amounts of these cookies. Even though we're a small production, we produce these every day. We sell in the vicinity of 300-400 pounds a week out of this small bakery, which is amazing for production.
It is amazing.
And we have our other cookies here, authentic anise biscotti, sesame S cookie, and we have our butter cookies here. All our pastries are located in these showcases here, which we'll go over soon enough. And we do everything, we pride ourselves on everything fresh. We fill all our own cannolis every day with fresh ricotta. We don't put them in the refrigerator, we don't freeze them.
Are they made with the cream also?
They're made with just a touch of cream. Armando, I'll bring him out, he'll explain all the ingredients and most of our specialties. He's our head baker.
I have a question for you, Robert. Do you also make the wedding platters with the cookies?
Oh yes, we
You
do. We
do.
do wedding cakes.
Okay.
All events. We handle it all.
But the special wedding cookie platter,
Oh, absolutely.
that's very
Absolutely.
special at every Sicilian wedding. Every Italian wedding must have a beautiful platter of two of the beautiful cookies that you see here, the butter cookies. And they also have the the candies, the cumbeti, which are the almond candies, much similar to that. And they have the licorice candies. Sometimes they're with coins and silver and gold threads for good luck.
Oh, yeah.
Correct? And a wedding is not a wedding without a beautiful platter or two of these wonderful cookies on the dining table of the bride and groom. So this is the place to come, and perhaps if you have a certain occasion, such as a bridal shower, a baby shower, any special event, a reception at your home, dining for your visitors, your family, the platters can be made either in a small size or larger size for a quantity of people. So you accommodate everyone. How much time do you need to prepare for, say, a large platter or two of these wonderful cookie platters?
Well, we like to get everything done in a timely fashion, of course. We need approximately, we try to coax everybody into a 5-day span. If not, we can do it within 2 days, depending on the size, of course, of the wedding. We've done weddings where there's been up to 500 people at weddings. So, you know, when you're talking an Italian wedding with 500 people, you're talking a great deal of...
That's a small group.
Oh, and they have a good time with it, and that's a big part of their wedding also is to have tasteful pastries and all, that not only they can eat that are tasteful, but then look appetizing.
Exactly.
So we're very happy with that part of it.
Yeah, what amuses me is the small wedding. A small Italian wedding is about 325 people, which accommodated our wedding. So that was small. So 500 is not too bad. We need a few platters, right?
Oh, yeah. 500.
So we can continue, and you can tell us a little bit more about these wonderful pastries and the marzipans and so on.
Great.
Thank you, Robert.
Like I said earlier, we'll showcase them with Armando, but what we have here is actually authentic pastry from southern Italy and Sicily. Armando's from the Naples region of Italy, so he has his own flair here with the rum baba. We have Napoleon flaky pastry. We have a triple layer cheesecake, which is unique in Boston. It's 3 layers of cake with a cheesecake actually set in the middle of these layers, and it's very, very tasteful.
I've gained 5 pounds already, just we haven't even started.
We've done quite well with that new product, actually. It's
Great.
You can have it frozen if you wanted it. It tastes like almost like an ice cream cake, but it's very good. And we have the lobster tails with the Bavarian cream in here.
The very best, I must say.
And we do sfriadella, which is very time-consuming. Not too many people want to do them anymore.
What is that, please?
Excuse me?
The straightenella? What is that?
It's a flaky pastry. It's made with the custard cream inside and some dried fruit, and it's a very Italian, very southern Italian product that in Italy is very, very. Everybody puts that on their table on Sunday. It's very popular in Italy. We don't have any here this morning. It's a Tuesday morning. They'll be out a little later today, but it's the same dough as the lobster tail, and the difference is the cream and the filling inside, obviously. We can get a picture of the interior of Biscotti's. When we built this place, we used a local artist to do a lot of the artwork in here, and he's very talented. His name is Titus Blade Steele, and he's like I said, a local artist, and he does all facets of artwork. He's a sculptor as well as a painter, and a very tasteful man, and he's helped us out a great deal with the decor inside of Biscotti's. And everything, the pastry in itself, it's almost an artwork, if you wish, for the decorating part of it. Just as you can see in the marzipan, we'll show you earlier.
Beautiful.
I mean,
Isn't it beautiful?
it's a great product that comes from Sicily, actually, in the Italian region, and in Palermo, you can't beat it. Anywhere else in the world, Palermo is the best at marzipan, I believe. We try our best to duplicate it, but we're not in Palermo, we're in Boston, and we do the best, I believe, in Boston.
I had the pleasure of visiting Palermo in April, and that is where my roots are, my culture, and I have a special proud feeling about Palermo, Sicily. I love Rome, but Palermo, and I think most people who have visited Palermo, Sicily, will agree that it is so beautiful. It's beyond words. People's expectations perhaps are a little bit less because they're not familiar with the beautiful countryside. But again, Robert, you are right. I was looking up here on the wall, and here we have the carriage, the Sicilian carriage with the horse and the feathers. And for years, I know that I could have bought that beautiful carriage here at some of the pastry shops, but I waited until I went to Sicily, to Palermo, my father's homeland, to purchase one of the largest ones I could find as a special place. Yes, and I was so thrilled to bring back something that I had heard so much about, and I have such feeling for it that just looking at it is unbelievably warm and wonderful. And I'm so happy that you have chosen to portray some of the main features of Palermo and Sicily, and also in the artwork of the pastries, and bringing it here to Boston's Italian North End. We're at 95 Salem Street in Boston, so that if you are passing by, this is one of your first stops as you cross the lights here, and we're on the left. You can't miss it. This is a wonderful place to visit, and then go on towards perhaps next door, where we have the beautiful pottery shop, and its name?
Baracco.
Baracco's Pottery Shop. All of the beautiful pieces of pottery and artwork are brought here from Sicily. They are outstanding. When we were in Sicily, we passed a beautiful pottery shop, and my husband was taking videos, and I said, that looks just like Baracco's. And I'm certain that you probably deal there.
Oh, yeah.
After we visit your beautiful pottery shop, which you have so kindly brought to the Boston North End, it is the only shop in the North End or anywhere in Boston. You will not find this type of pottery anywhere else. So that is the unique part of that shop. We're going to visit also Iuno's restaurant, which is a very elegant and yet comfortable restaurant. And Robert is going to tell us about that restaurant when we get there, because the features, the ambiance are beyond belief. There has been a lot of effort put into it. It is beautiful. We will save that for later. So Robert, I have taken over, but you can continue at the pastry shop.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the compliments. One of the things that I'd like to talk about the pastry shop is I have a partner, and his name is Peter Alfei, and he is in Sicily right now. He was born in Sicily, in Santa Caterina. His mother comes here and has some wonderful family recipes that we'll go over. One of them happens to be the Sicilian macaroon. We also have a lemon cookie that she showcases. We can't keep in the shelf long enough. And we have a meringue from Sicily also. And they couldn't be here, obviously. They're in Sicily. He's at one of the food shows there, and he's also on his honeymoon. But I'd like, yeah, he's enjoying himself while I'm stuck here in Boston in the city. But I'm going to get my head baker out here so we can go over some of the products, and he can tell you a little more detail about how it came about and how he put this together.
That's great. Thank you, Robert.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, Mary. I'd like to introduce my head baker here, and he's actually an institution in the city as far as baking goes. His name's Armando Montola. Mary Poplis, and Armando's my head baker. We're going to go over some of the products that I think he can showcase a lot better than I. He's been in the trade. How many years now, Armando?
Oh, since I was about 11 years old.
That we won't tell you how many years that is, because he'll start to show his age if we do that. But Armando's done some wonderful things. He's actually made a birthday cake for the late President John F. Kennedy. When was that?
I was senator then, about 1956.
He was a senator.
Yeah, 57, something like that.
And he's been showcased on many of the shows that you see on television, food shows, and Marie Esposito, and The Frugal Gourmet, and now Mary Poplis. And
It's an honor to meet you, and I'm so happy that you're here to, I guess, share with us the love of your baking.
So why don't we get to some of the products that Armando finds pride in, and you can let me know what they are, Armando.
Okay, what do you want to know?
You want to showcase your rhubarba or your ricotta pies or whatever you you're well noted for down here.
Well, that's one of the many things that we do every weekly. And then we got special items for the holidays, which you only see those once a year. It's Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, you know, different things. Like I says, if you want to check the 3 different kinds of the cookies with the almonds we make, the Filbits, and it's all mixed. Then we make the marzipan fruits all by hand.
You make the marzipan?
Everything is made right here.
Oh my goodness. That is an art in itself. That is so
that's
beautiful.
what I taped on Jeff's. That's what they wanted.
That's beautiful.
The fruits.
Just beautiful. I can't imagine. You are so talented.
Thank
That's beautiful. And around the holidays, upcoming holidays, say,
Right.
for instance, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Right.
What are some of the features that you will probably have for the customers?
Well, it's items that only they only comes up once a year.
Yes.
Different pies, prosciutto pies, the wheat pies. It's everything is at the last second.
Yes.
And everybody's so busy. For Christmas is the marzipan fruits. That's what's known.
Very popular.
Yeah, those are very known for Christmas.
So can we go forward and look at some of the meringue
Sure.
features here? Beautiful.
Yeah, those are the almond meringues.
Almond meringues.
Yes.
They look wonderful. Are they light and just
Very
melt
light,
in your
very
mouth?
light. Robert, why don't you get one and just put on the table so they can try it out.
So that we, oh my, it's a wonderful treat.
Even the crispellis, you know, the fried dough with honey and the
yeah.
nuts.
Yes, that's
You know?
wonderful. That's beautiful with coffee in the morning.
Yes,
I
yes.
like it. I love
Yeah.
the sweetness.
Yeah.
That's excellent. The beautiful cookies there, and you make these just daily.
Everything is made every week.
Every week.
See, in the back now, they're making the
Yes.
macaroons. They make all the different macaroons. They're making chocolate chips, M&Ms.
Oh my, look at
Everything is being made every week.
this. Smells so good. This is beautiful. Look at that. With almonds in it.
Yes, the sliced almonds.
My mouth is watering. It's wonderful. Maybe if I break a piece.
Sure.
Would you like some?
No, thank you.
That is delicious.
I'm on a diet.
That is wonderful. I can hardly wait to finish with a cup of cappuccino.
Right.
Fabulous. Now, around Christmas time, you'll have this whole place ready
Filled up.
for the
Yes,
customers.
yes.
What specialties again can we expect?
Our Christmas is not too many. There's a lot of pastry, a lot of cookies, a lot of birthday cakes. It's really, it's a cookie and a cake business for Christmas.
Yes.
Then Easter is more of a pie.
Yes.
Different pies.
I see something really special. Can you tell us
This is
about
the
this?
ricotta pie.
Can we sit down and have some? No. Half for you and half for me.
Yeah,
Ricotta pie.
this is a ricotta pie. This is made every week.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's a big
Looks
seller.
so fresh and beautiful. Excellent.
It's a big seller.
not something that, even though that I love to cook, and I do have my own program,
Right.
it's not something that I want to do. I come here and I expect you to make this for me, so
It's
I can
a lot
just
faster.
sit down and enjoy
Right.
it. There are some things that you leave to the people that do it the best. And here at Biscotti's, they do it the best, so why bother making it yourself?
Yeah.
So we thank you for that. That's wonderful. Excellent. I see here you also have, this is in line with what your store carries, but you also have some bottles here.
Yes, that's imported from Italy.
The olive oil.
Right.
This is excellent. Now, is this the
It's packed-
extra virgin?
Right,
light-
yes.
That's my very favorite, only because I like a light flavor. For certain foods, you know, rather than some of the heavier ones. The heavier ones have a different place when
This is a
cooking.
very good olive
Excellent.
oil.
And from Sicily?
No,
just
This
Italy.
is from.
I can help out a little bit.
Okay.
This oil is produced in Abruzzi, Italy, and my partner Peter's cousin, actually Polino, has the vineyard. It's a one single vineyard in excuse me, in Abruzzi, and he presses the olive oil himself. It's it's a wonderful buttery extra virgin olive oil that we're the sole importers of this product. And it's a small production, like we said, and it's new to us, but it's gone very, very well. And anybody, especially the chefs in Boston, we do a lot of business with specific chefs in Boston and some of the higher production places in Boston and some of the very well-known places with their chefs. And
What would you recommend to use this for? For the salads, for the frying? Or
yeah, well, I wouldn't recommend it for frying. Salads, it's a little light, and it's a very, it doesn't do justice when you fry this oil.
So they're beautiful for the salads.
For the salads, for any touch after you're done with pasta, to add a little oil to the pasta when you're finished with the pasta. And once again, it's just a wonderful buttery oil.
Sounds great to me. This is wonderful. We'll have to try this.
Sure.
Excellent. What are the hours of the store?
The hours for the baking people, it's a lot earlier than when the public can open.
It's from
We're open at 8 a.m. to the public, and we're open at 8 a.m. to the public, and we're closed at 10 p.m. at night during the summer hours. And in the fall and winter, we open at 8 a.m. and we're closed at 9 p.m. On the weekends, we're open till midnight.
That sounds good.
7 days a week. It's a lot of work, and the baking crew gets in with Armando probably around 6 a.m. in the morning. And they get the production going every day. And we don't have limited freezer space here, so we freeze very little. Everything's made daily here. And the workforce, once again, is intense. Armando's been in the business for, probably 30 years or better in Boston. And he's worked with some of the best people in Boston. And he's just a marvelous guy to work with. We have our moments every now and then, but he does great work, and I can't say enough about him because I'm not a baker myself. I'm the owner of the business, and he is the backbone of the business. And we have great counter help that's packing some orders right now for the wholesalers in the back, and we'll introduce them in a little bit.
So you do wholesale customers as well. So
sure.
for the restaurants
We have
and
Excuse me, Mary. We have people as far as Maine, from
right?
Wells, Maine, and Cape Cod.
you are very fortunate. You have new customers from everywhere.
Yeah, and we're very small, so the production, it gets intense for a while when you have large wholesaling orders that come in. We have the hotel in Boston, I don't want to mention the name,
Right.
but they do a lot of business with us also, and they're a very, very well-known hotel. And we've done business for some unique places in Harvard Square and in downtown Boston. We do corporate functions
Yes, I'm
in the
sure.
corporate buildings in downtown Boston, cakes and whatever their needs are that we can produce out of here.
Well, they're very fortunate to have you, and I as well, because I think,
They're nice people to work for.
yes, well,
Yeah, very.
there's a combination of nice people here, so that perhaps, Robert, you can call out the staff as well and give them a little credit for their big part.
Hi, Mary. I'd like to introduce some of the staff that we have. This is Steve. He's one of our bakers.
My pleasure to meet you.
This is Jody. She's our counter help.
Nice to meet you.
And this is Tiziano. He's another one of our bakers.
Nice to meet you. My pleasure.
Tiziano's also from the Naples region, and Steve, you're from the Naples region as well. And they're very helpful in my business, and without these people, I'd be, like I said earlier, the Chicago Bulls without Michael Jordan.
They're the heart of your business.
They're the
right?
heart of my business,
Heart of your
absolutely.
business. That's
And
wonderful.
they make some wonderful pastries as well as Armando. And they're pivotal in getting the production out the way we need it. Like I said earlier, we have no freezer space here, very little, and so everything's made daily.
Fresh.
And these guys, they put in a lot of work, long hours, and
Wonderful.
it's an artistic trade. And thanks again for coming out.
My pleasure. Bye-bye. I'm very proud to be here today. I feel very comfortable, very excited about the 3 business establishments that we're going to visit 2 others. And we've had the pleasure of viewing today through your eyes, through the eyes of the chef and also your staff. And so, thank you. And we'll proceed to Iuno's restaurant. We'll be right back. Robert, thank you for inviting welcoming us to Uno's Restaurant. As you can see here, we have one of the most elegant, beautiful restaurants, elegant but yet comfortable and very friendly restaurants in the heart of Boston's North End. But not only is it popular here in the North End, it is the best place in the city. So I would like to hand over the microphone to you so that you can tell us about this wonderful restaurant and all that you have here for all of us to share. Thank you.
Well, thanks again for your compliments, Mary. I'll tell you a little something about Uno. It took us about a year and a half to get exactly what we needed to get as far as the look, the comfort, and the food to come together in this restaurant. It's very authentic, Southern Italian or European if you wish. The decor is, we got roof tiles on the roof here from Sicily, from farmhouses.
That's amazing.
Off the countryside of Sicily, Mary.
That's amazing. That's beautiful.
And they're very well done, put together by contractors that are authentic contractors from Italy and friends of ours. We had the sign flown in from our ceramic company. It's made in Sicily also.
I didn't realize that it's ceramic.
Yes, it's all ceramic.
I'm so Americanized. I thought perhaps it was wood.
No,
Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome. It's all ceramic. The stone come off a castle somewhere around 300 years ago that we use on the exterior part of the building. And we had the windows and all the wood in here is basically all African mahogany. And it gives you a nice rich touch. We used a lot of local artists and local contractors, which we use in our food provisions also. And we like to use local products. And it's just a wonderful, warm feeling. And I'm glad it came out the way we wanted it. We wanted it to project this way and to come out that way.
There's not another restaurant in the city or anywhere that I can think of, and we have traveled far and wide, and I mean this sincerely, that has what you have here in this restaurant. It is like bringing Sicily to not only Boston, but to America. And I'm sure that the folks that are viewing this program are going to be in for a very, very special treat, because everything you see here has been imported, and it's just outstanding. It's unbelievable. It's almost like the castles in Newport, because they had such a love of, say, Italy and France and so on, and built those castles in the same manner that you have brought together for Uno's, that I truly compare it to the castles of Newport. And this is a restaurant castle brought to Boston's Italian North End. So I don't know if we've ever thought of it before, but truly, it is wonderful. Can you tell us a little bit about perhaps the beautiful tiles that are here that the artist also put together for your menus, and also the door that he carved for you for this restaurant?
Oh, yes, I will. The same artist that done Biscotti's decor has also helped us immensely in this business, Uno's. As you can see, these are roof tiles, terracotta roof tiles off of old farmhouses, once again in Sicily. And what he's done is he's used if you will, a plaster of Paris style paste to put our menu over. And he's written it out and typed some of it out, where our menu is very tastefully done. We hang it on the wall here itself with roofing nails. He also has done a wonderful job with our door, that I'm sure we'll get some unique views of the door. It's an African mahogany door, and it's all hand carved. Took him about 8 weeks to hand carve it, and all the fixings that go with it are also, like I said, very tastefully done. The doorknob come off of a 150-year-old hotel in Brookline, Mass. And everything he's done has been very tasteful and very professionally done. We're very happy with him. And once again, his name is Titus Blade Steel, and he's a local artist. He's quite a gentleman.
Outstanding. It's wonderful. Shall we proceed?
Sure. Why don't we come in, look at the dining room. You can get some ambiance in here. I'll show you our lighting. We have brick archway ceilings throughout the whole restaurant, and we can get a look at what we did for tile and all our decor.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Robert.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Robert, thank you so much for inviting us into the beautiful dining room of Iuno's restaurant. This is so unique that I'm going to just have you tell us everything about this wonderful restaurant and how it came to be with this beautiful ambiance of the architecture and everything, the decor. So if you would be so kind as to share that with us, we'd appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you again, Mary. This restaurant came from the mind's eye, if you will, of myself and my partner Peter, who was partners with me in Biscotti's, Peter Alfay. And we did this all ourselves through our mind's eye of what we think the authentic Sicilian restaurant should look like, or Italian restaurant, or European, if you would, to make it comfortable, to have the ambiance of the tiles, the brick, the scalloped brick archway ceiling, all the wood that's in here to make it warmer than it is. And we think we did a pretty good job with it. You know, we're not looking to pat ourselves on the back, but we've gotten a great rapport of clients that have come in, and customers and architects, all walks of life, that have complimented us on what we've done here with this spot, and we appreciate it very much.
It's one of a kind. It actually is. It's beautiful.
What we have, we import all the ceramics. The wall sconces, lighting here are imported from us from Sicily, and these are roof tiles that young art students in Sicily, where they have a renaissance in artwork right now, in ceramics, have produced these for us, exclusively for us. And we improvised and used these walls as we could without filling them too much and taking away from the brick structure that was here already. And we're very happy with it. The lighting has come out basically the way we wanted. The sconces, one of the problems is when you do a sconce is you have to channel out the brick to put the wire molds in so that you can not have this exposed wire mold with the sconce. And that's a job, as you can see. So nothing in here was any less time consuming than any other place you'd find in Boston.
This is a very elegant yet comfortable restaurant, very friendly. And what types of food would you say are served here? I know you mentioned you focus on different types. Could you tell us about that, please?
Sure, Mary, I'd be happy to. We serve mainly Southern French and Southern Italian cuisine. We're a collage of Mediterranean country cuisine cooking, and it's authentic. Executive chef we'll meet a little later is actually a product of France. He's an Italian extract of France. His name's David Rosetto. He was schooled in Nice, France, in country cuisine. He comes from very disciplined kitchens, and he's very well known from New York to the Boston area, and we're happy to have him. And there's a lot of great additions to this business, including the waitstaff, which are very, we try to project a casual dining experience with elegant food. And it's worked very well for us. We've had some high-profile people that have come and become regulars in here. Number one is Rick Pitino, the new Celtics coach, and the whole Celtics staff.
Not so bad.
Not so bad.
And here you can feel as though you're very much in an intimate environment, and at the same time you can talk to the staff, and it's not unusual for perhaps at the end of the evening for some of the staff to come by, and you can make conversation with them and feel part of a family, even though it is of an elegant type atmosphere. So for that, in total, you can't ask for more, and you've worked hard at that, and so we thank you.
Well, we thank you very much, and that's a great analogy of what we're trying to do here, is to bring out the family focus in here, where people can feel comfortable, and we don't just need all specific walks of life. We welcome everybody here, and it's worked very well for us as far as the casual and elegant side of this restaurant.
Right. There are so many competitive restaurants in Boston, and they are very good, but there is not a very special feeling going in them and having a dinner. To me, that's very important. Being in the culinary arts, I have to have the total picture. I have to feel good. The food has to be good. The ambiance has to be wonderful. And yet I have to feel comfortable. In some of the other places, not so comfortable because it's a little stuffy. And I say that, again, it all depends what your tastes are, but this here has it all. Would you like to show us downstairs? It is really beautiful downstairs as well. They have a fireplace, which I can envision very shortly when the temperature is a little bit on the chilly side, and you'll be having the fireplace go. And all of the tiles and so on, which Robert will so eloquently describe to us, then we'll be able to know a little bit better about the other efforts they have put into the downstairs dining area. So thank you, Robert. We'll go downstairs now.
Thank you very much. Sure, we will.
Thank you. Robert, we have the beautiful pleasure of being in the downstairs dining area of Euno's restaurant. It is something like I've never seen before in my whole life. It is wonderful, and I know that you're going to share with us how this all came about. We were just talking moments ago even about the ceiling and the brick, how someone just tapped away with that, with whatever they did, chisel, like a Michelangelo at Euno's. I love it. So I'm going to let you proceed because I cannot do justice to this beautiful restaurant, and downstairs is most unique. So please.
Oh, thank you very much, Mary. Downstairs here at Euno's, we're in a basement-style area, a lower level, below the ground level of Euno. And most below-level, ground-level areas in restaurants don't have windows and are very tight, not constrictive for airflow. Here at Euno's, you don't have this problem. We have a very open floor plan. The air movement is great. The quality of air is great. We have a fireplace, and this makes for a great fall and winter dining experience in Boston. With the fireplace, we have continuous brick interlocking arch ceilings, and all of our ceramics are imported by us. Once again, it's a duplication of the upstairs dining room as far as the ceramics and the sconces go. But what makes this unique in Euno is, once again, the flavor of the dining experience you can have down here with the brick archway ceilings and the fireplace, the bar we have here. It just makes for a wonderful experience, once again, in Boston. You don't have too many of these old-style brick ceiling interlocking arches in Boston anymore, where they've covered up with the architect. But this is great architecture, and the food is very, very good. And we have a fall menu coming out, which will complement this room in particular, where it has its fireplace, and it's very cozy and romantic. And the ambiance has been nothing more than what we expected from this particular place. And
Wonderful.
it's just wonderful. We're very, very happy with it.
It's a wonderful place to build relationships and to keep good relationships with friends and special people. So that's great. A lot of the architecture, a lot of the designs here, a lot of the tiles, again, the same as upstairs. They are imported, and you will explain to us some of this, correct?
Yes, we import all the tiles. Every tile that's in here has been imported by us at in our Biscotti's Corporation, and we have our own ceramic shop, which we're going to visit a little later, Baracco Imports, and everything we've done down here has been labor intense, and when our names are on something like this here, we take a lot of pride in what we got to do. And once again, we're limited seats to 50. And the entire restaurant is 50-seat restaurant, so there's a lot of attention that's been given here at in Euno's from the wait staff to the customer. Also, what comes out of the kitchen is first-rate food.
Outstanding.
It's outstanding cuisine. I mean, I can't say enough about the chef team we have. We make all our pastas here in Euno, fresh daily. We have
That's
a machine.
unusual.
Oh, it is. We have a machine we bought at an auction that pumps out about 40 pounds an hour. We don't need 40 pounds an hour, but the production level can be there for 40 pounds an hour of first quality pasta. But we do varieties of food. We'll talk about the food more intensely when we talk to our executive chef, David Rosetto. But once again, the lighting, we pride ourselves on the lighting, the air quality, the ambiance that you can have down here. We will be adding some more seating for people for waiting area. And it's just going to be a wonderful, cozy experience, especially in the fall and winter,
Yes.
with the menus that we're going to put together. We're going to have some wine tastings and 5-course meals to go with five selection wines from around the world. We don't just do Italian wine here. We do wine from Chile, Argentina, California, Australia. We have a very diverse wine menu, and the food is quite as diverse.
Now, these are the gourmet dinners that you're planning, so that prior to coming here, one would be by invitation or by advertising, where you will have perhaps 5 or 6 courses and interspaced with the different types of wines. And as you had mentioned previously, perhaps having one of the wine stewards explaining the different types of wines that one would be partaking prior to each of the courses. And that is a wonderful experience for people to come here and to be able to do that. Do you know how soon you would be doing that and how you will advertise that?
That would be roughly around the first week in November. Will be the intense planning for opening this wine and tasting and food tasting at Ayunos. We'll probably be in the first week of November with that, and this is our first restaurant, so it's become quite a job in itself, and we like to plan things accordingly so we don't stumble and fall.
I can hardly believe that.
but we've done very well with it, and our clients, the repeat clientele we've had here is just been above our wildest imagination. We have a lot of locals, and probably in the 80% range of customers that come here repeat and come back, which is quite a compliment for any restaurant and any owner of any restaurant.
That's right. And we'd like to proceed perhaps to the bar area, and you can tell us a little bit about the tiles and the paintings.
Once again, we have the local artist has done most of the configurations of the artwork down here in the color coordination. This wall here is a tapestry of the colors that he likes to put together. He's done some murals here on these sliding doors that double as actually our electrical room. And
It's wonderful.
he's done a very tasteful job. We've used the space wonderfully. We put the bar in for a service bar.
This is beautiful.
It's all granite from Italy.
Gorgeous.
And we have 52 wines on the menu, which we showcase mainly in the bar right now. And we're very happy with it. We have desserts down here. We do coffees, cappuccino, espresso, cafe latte, which a lot of restaurants in the North End don't do with desserts and coffee because they need the turnover for the spaces are so small and the covers are so small. You need to turn the down here. We don't want to do that. We want you to be comfortable, be happy with what you have. We want to know your compliments as well as your complaints. And we'd like
I don't think there were any complaints.
and we'd like you to have, a dessert or two, a coffee or two after dinner and enjoy yourself and get to know us on a first-name basis here. And that's what we're trying to project. We're trying to project, like you said earlier, Mary, a family atmosphere where everybody can enjoy themselves, let your guard down a little bit, if you will, and have a lovely experience meeting people and just a wonderful dining experience.
There's a good feeling here, and one who comes in here gets that feeling. You have to be open to where you are, and to feel right in this restaurant is very easy. So again, coming downstairs, even for a cappuccino or an aperitif or a glass of wine, perhaps after you've done some shopping or just touring the area, is wonderful. So this is a nice place to relax and chat with your friends and meet the wonderful people here at Ayunos. I see tiles on the floor as well, and those also
These are
were factored in.
These come from Emilia-Romagna in Italy's region. They're a porcelain glazed tile, and they're very, very popular with commercial restaurants such as ourselves for the non-slippery. And they're very, very warm feeling. There's nothing, the colors are great. It's a natural terracotta, and they don't build up any mildew or anything on this particular tile because it's glazed with a porcelain, like I said, to seal it in.
Beautiful.
It's a great tile.
Just beautiful. Excellent. That is beautiful. And again, we have the beautiful wall sconces and the paintings on the tiles and so on.
We've mixed all our chairs. They're all basically antique-style chairs that we had recushioned and redesigned with the
Beautiful.
materials, if you will. And we mixed them all for a collage of different chairs down here, which gives it a unique
Beautiful.
feeling also.
Excellent. Just excellent. So shall we proceed to the kitchen where David, the master chef, is waiting for us,
Right.
and where he will show his culinary skills and for us to view.
Okay,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
We
Robert.
looked at the body of the restaurant. Now we're going to go to the heart.
You're
which is the
right.
food.
Yes.
Let's try that experience. Thank you very much, Mary.
Thank you, Robert. Robert, we have the distinct pleasure of being in this fabulous kitchen. I will give you the pleasure also of introducing your master chef.
Thank you very much, Mary. The executive chef here at Ayuno is David Rosetto, and he comes from tremendously disciplined kitchens, both in Europe and in the United States. He's worked in several states in the United States, such as New York City, Naples, Florida, and now in Boston. And I can't tell you enough about this guy. He does things that are incredible to the palate. Let me introduce him and stop talking and hand you over to David. He's the master chef here once again, David Rosetto.
Thank you. Hi, my name is David, like he said, and I'm originally from France, and I'm in America for a little bit over 4 years. And like Robert said, I worked in Florida before. I was in New York City for 2 years working with amazing chefs. And I moved to Boston for 2 years. I was at Julien before that with an amazing French chef as well that worked at Le Cirque in New York City. And since we opened this place for now a little bit over 5 months, I have a lot of fun here. You know, we're cooking Southern French cooking, Southern Italian. It's a very nice mix, and we're using fresh product as basil, tomato, and everything is light, everything is homey and very tasty, and that's what we do here at Ayuno.
Well, we're very, very happy that you're here at Ayuno's wonderful kitchen. And if you can proceed and explain to us what your menu is going to be like, and perhaps we can view you and...
We're going to do a couple dishes today. We're going to do a octopus salad, baby octopus salad, and then an homemade ravioli with cut fish, and also we're going to do a braised rabbit. It's a fresh rabbit with homemade gnocchis, and it's a Provençal dish. Bringing every ingredient from Provence: black olive, red pepper, and a little bit of carrots, and basil, and all of that. So it's a very flavorful dishes.
It sounds like we're in for a real treat, so we'll let you proceed. And thank you, Robert. We'll see you in the dining room in just a little bit. And if you'd like to proceed, that'd be great.
Then I'll see you later. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll watch you.
Yes, okay. This is a boneless rabbit. It's a whole rabbit, completely deboned. So we serve the front leg, the back leg, and we serve the loin as well.
That looks wonderful. Are there vegetables in there as well?
Yes,
right?
in there we put red and green pepper, we put carrot, we put black olive, and we finish with the gnocchi, basil julienne, and that's basically
And
it.
the stock of the...
The stock is braised it's marinated first in white wine, and then braised with for like an hour and 15 minutes, a little bit of lemon peel, and a little bit of chicken stock. It's braised very slowly so the meat gets very tender and get all of the flavor from the marinade.
This sounds like a treat. That is fabulous. Is this your own recipe?
Yes, I made it myself, yes. So I'm going
It's
to put the
wonderful.
gnocchi right here. This is sauté to order, so they get crispy, and the crispiness of the gnocchi brings more the flavor from, like most of the people boil them or serve them blend with accompanied it with a sauce.
Right.
But that way, everything that you see in a pan gets extend the flavor a little bit
Yeah.
more. So that's a good combination to go with the rabbit.
This is wonderful.
You can plunge our ravioli. So the ravioli is homemade. It's stuffed with brandade, Brandade is a French word for a mix of cod fish and potato. And in two, we blend garlic oil, a lot of fresh herb like basil, parsley, chive, and the same thing, we use black olive. And we finish with a chicken bouillon with a mix of herb, the same thing. Everything is very flavorful.
This is fabulous.
Very simple. And
I don't know about simple.
the cooking that we do here is the cooking that you will do at home. You know, it's nothing complex. It's the way I cook here is the way I will cook for friends. You know, the way I will cook every day.
David, I don't think we cook like this at home.
Well, I
Not
would.
unless you're in our kitchen. This is much too wonderful and elegant. I think you are too kind to say that it's so easy. I think only a master chef like you could put these products together and make it so wonderful. This is great.
Well, cooking takes a little bit of experience, but when you like what you do and you work with fresh product, you know, you're learning every day and every day using new product, putting it together. Don't mix up the flavor too much. That way, you know, you don't for the palate. That way you get every flavor that you cook with, and you know, that's it. That's it.
It's melding the flavors together unless there's a specific...
Not mixing
Exactly.
too many flavors together. That way, you know, you get every 100% of the flavor that you're cooking with. You know, maybe 2 or 3 ingredients mixing together, and that's basically.
It's a very unique blend. To be a master chef, you have to blend the ingredients together so that people say, this is so delicious. How do they do this? So the magic is always in the kitchen and in the chef's hands.
Yes, and blending ingredients together it can be simple but very complicated as well, because if you do a wrong move and hide some flavor in a dish, then you know there's no reason to do this dish if you don't get every single flavor from it.
Exactly.
That's why you have to keep it very simple and try to get the best out of every single ingredient.
And you've been cooking for a long time, David.
A little bit over 10 years now. I started very young, training in France and traveling a little bit in the south of France, you know, getting ideas from a lot of different chefs, getting my own ideas and putting it together, and here I am.
That's wonderful. When I think about a wonderful kitchen that produces wonderful foods, I think about French chefs, and I also think about Italian chefs, because we have a commonality. Food is very, very important, and food is the communication between friends,
Right.
so that we both think alike, and I'm so happy that you have combined the both. And here we are at Iuno's restaurant and going to experience this wonderful cuisine.
Thank you for coming. Yes, and cooking is
So
cooking.
now that these are all nice and brown.
Yes, now we're gonna put it with the rabbit together.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a dish here.
This smells delicious.
Back leg.
Robert.
Thank you.
Oh my, it's beautiful.
So we're gonna put all of the ingredients here.
I've not seen anything more beautiful, even in the gourmet magazine. It's wonderful.
It's beautiful and it tastes good as well.
Isn't it? Yes. And that's part of, that's a very important part, is the presentation. Yes.
The most important for your food is especially tasting good. You know,
Yes.
a lot of people work more like for the eyes than the taste, and we try to do a little bit both here.
And what are you adding to that?
So that's the homemade gnocchis finished with basil julienne.
That's beautiful.
That's a nice contrast
That's fit for a king.
with the rabbit.
Fit for a king. It's wonderful. Excellent.
So here's the dish, complete and finished.
That is beautiful, David. And now you're going to take out the raviolis and put them in this sauce.
That's a chicken juice, homemade chicken juice. We do all of our stock
The
also
stock,
here.
okay.
You know, chicken juice, veal juice, fish stock, and it's very important to
Absolutely.
do that here and not buying the powder. And the flavor has nothing to do, you know,
Right.
with the thing that you can buy.
There are a lot of recipes that say to use the canned stock, and it just is not the same.
It's difficult at home because all of this stock takes hours to make, and it takes a lot of experience to do as well. So at home, obviously, you don't have all of this time. So instead, you use this can.
Well, no. When I make my chicken stock and so on, I freeze it. I freeze it in containers so that when I need, a pint or so, take it out, and I
Right.
don't have to use that
So you're
other stuff
competent,
in
you
the
have
can.
experience.
Yes, we don't want to talk about the stuff in the can. It just isn't the same, David. And what are we adding? More sauce. More.
That's chicken
Yes.
stock.
The chicken stock, and it has been browned. Beautiful ingredient in there.
Yeah, for that you need to brown the bones very well, get the
Yes.
flavor out of it, and
Braise the bones in
braise the
oven.
bone,
Right.
then
right,
cook it for 2 hours at least, and
Yes.
get the flavor, strain it,
Right.
and that's what we get here.
You do that with the beef stock as well. The beef
Okay.
bones. Excuse me.
So that's the codfish ravioli.
I am in a wonderful spot here. I'm the fortunate one that is inhaling all of this wonderful flavors.
Finish with fresh herb.
Fabulous.
Just a little bit, that way you can taste the ravioli. The juice is just to accompany the ravioli and not the other way around.
This is outstanding. This is outstanding. I've never seen two more beautiful dishes. David, you are wonderful.
That's it. Very simple
Excellent.
cooking.
I think that you make it appear easy, and they are just two elegant dishes, and you truly are a master chef, and we are so fortunate that you are here at Iono's restaurant. Thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you very much. My pleasure. Thank you. We'll proceed to the dining room, and perhaps we'll be tasting some of you. That's correct, yes. Thank you, David. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Baracco. It's our importation ceramic shop here in the North End at 95 Salem Street.
It's beautiful here, just gorgeous.
Thank you very much. Most of our stuff here, all of it actually, is from Sicily, different regions in Sicily, and it's all handcrafted. There's a renaissance of these movements in Sicily with the artistic side of ceramics, and we import it here. And we also have several other things that we import, such as our olive oil that we talked about earlier in Biscotti's. And we serve coffee. We import espresso bean.
Is that from Africa, the Kili?
It's from Mount Kilimanjaro in Kenya, Africa.
Right.
It's roasted.
I've tasted it. It's wonderful.
I'm glad you enjoy it. And it's a very good coffee, high-quality coffee.
Yes.
It's from the mountain region in Mount Kilimanjaro.
Excellent. I would equal that to the coffee that's out in Jamaica, that Blue Mountain coffee. It's very, very rich. It's very delicious, and yet I think it's not as expensive. So here we have a product that is equal to but less than in price. So I would recommend that someone try it, because I truly enjoy coffee.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a wonderful coffee.
It's a high-quality coffee, and you don't need an American Express card to buy this coffee. It's just it's a very good coffee for the price, and like you say, if you like coffee, it's something that you might want to try.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Would you like to show us the beautiful, beautiful pieces of artwork? Even though these are dishes and pans and cups and saucers and so on, they truly are pieces of art. And as you explained and will explain to our viewers, the artists that you have that have created these pieces have focused on some on flowers, some on fruit, some on the wildlife, and so on. So perhaps as we go through this beautiful, beautiful pottery store, we can give credit, and you can give credit to the artists that have just made these beautiful products.
Sure. We can first of all start with where we have everything imported from Sicily. That Sicily was the nucleus for ceramic movement back before the Romans. And when the Greeks had landed in Sicily and so many other cultures have come out of there, this was the basis, the nucleus of the ceramic movement in Italy itself. In Sicily, especially where the San Stefano region is around Messina, you find some very creative people, and we seem to work very well with these people. They're very respectful. They do a very fantastic job with the formation of your ceramics and the way the artwork comes out on the ceramic. And can't tell you enough about all different styles of ceramic that every individual person that we work with in ceramics in Sicily has their own individuality. And we can walk through some of them briefly.
Right. I think that as we proceed, that each piece is most unusual in that it is, if you were to buy just one piece, it is a piece of artwork, even though it is functional. If it's one of these beautiful pots and or a dish. So in time, if you bought one or two pieces, you certainly would come back and get the others. So sorry for interrupting, but I just had to point out the fact that each one, to me, appears to be a piece of art.
Yeah, you're
Very
very true, and it's very very well put together commentation as far as people do come back here and buy several other. If you buy a lemon pot, this is actually a cooking pot.
That's beautiful.
You can cook your sauces in here, and as this breaks in, your sauce comes out, especially tomato sauce or minestrone soups or pasta fagioli, something to that effect. They come out better and better. It's much better than cooking with
Seasoned.
much better than cooking with aluminums or stainless steel pans. This holds the flavor much better, I believe.
I have, of course, the keen interest in cooking.
Sure.
Is there any difference in how I would prepare, say, a beautiful minestrone soup, which all the fresh vegetables these days? Is there any difference in my preparation? I put the olive oil and so on. Does it take less time or the same time? Would you simmer?
Well, you'd simmer a little bit more with this pan.
Simmer.
Yeah.
Less, okay.
Absolutely, you'd simmer a little bit more with this
Right.
and let it cook because the flavors will get intensified in the ceramic. That's
Now, wouldn't that be just wonderful on your kitchen stove to have this wonderful soup just simmering away on a weekend? And not only does it look good, but the product inside.
is excellent.
Yeah. So this is so unique and so wonderful that it would be a treasure to have in your kitchen.
Yeah, well, all these products here with the lemons, the oranges, and grapes are all from one particular individual that we do business with, and his name is Insana, and he works by himself. He's a middle-aged gentleman working by himself in Sicily, and he does nothing but top-quality work, and most of his work is consumed by Italy itself, around the Sorrento region. A lot of his lemon products are moved up the coast of Italy. We do business with him, and he's been very, very, very happy with the production that he comes out,
Yes.
and where he's only one man and he produces limited amounts of products. And we're very happy with it, and we can't say enough about this particular guy.
Well, the other, I guess, aspect of preparing foods in such a beautiful, beautiful container is the fact that you could put this on the table instead of usually when I'm making soups, I put the soup in the soup tureen. Now, from here, it doesn't take much to say that I would need a beautiful piece of, ceramic to place this on top and bring it right to the table. And in fact, it's dual purpose. You are cooking with it, you serve with it, it stays hot, and you never have to go to the microwave oven to heat up that second bowl of soup.
There you go. Right.
Because if a good soup, you never can have one bowl of soup.
No one would know better than you.
Us. Coming from the Italian region in Sicily, soups are very, very important to me, and a week doesn't go by where we don't make a Swiss chard soup is called zacchi minestra,
Right.
and making the chicken soup and a lentil soup, and I can see that it's going to save me a dish also.
This is one particular person that we do business with in Sicily, and we got several other people here. One in particular, these are young gentlemen from the Palermo Fine Arts Institution that paint on these old roof ceramic tiles that you find in the countryside in Sicily. And they paint on them for us, and they sign every one of them. And their work is very, very fine art to be on such a rough background. You know, this isn't a canvas, once again, this is a tile, and a rough tile at that. So they do a wonderful job with that.
Watercolor, or
Yeah, it is watercolor.
It is watercolor.
It's watercolor, but they finish it with a glaze to protect it. And it's once again, it's signed, and they're very, very well done.
And they're not mass-produced. You do not see two of anything, which is rather unfortunate at times, because I did see some beautiful tiles in your restaurant, and if one were to select one, that's it. It's just a piece of art, and it's something that will never be replaced, and so that it's not mass-produced.
Right. You can use these here as we have wrought iron stands that you can put these here with in your showcase area, or you can hang these on a wall. Or you can just use them as we use them in here, lean them up against something in a showcase area, in maybe a hutch or something, if you have a hutch that will accommodate something that size. But they're very, very good for decoration in the house.
So you do have choices as to how to display them. If you were to hang these on the wall, perhaps there's a special type of fixture?
Yeah, well, actually,
It seems rather heavy.
it is heavy. You can use this in several different ways. One of the ways we hang it on a wall, as we did in the restaurant, would be to actually use the nail, which is a heavy flooring nail, and expose it. Some people may find that not so delicate or gentle about having a nail on the wall, but actually it adds to the ambiance of the work itself, because it's an old roof tile to begin with. You're working with an old flooring nail, and it gives you that kind of look that you're looking for as far as a Mediterranean rustic look.
Isn't it wonderful that someone has the talent to see a roof tile and then say, I'm going to paint on that? I mean, I can't imagine the talent that goes into these types of individuals, whether they're painting or making pottery.
Right.
And it truly amazes me. They are truly blessed with this skill.
They are. Let's move on to several other artists that we have in here. We have
This is wonderful. Again, we have the lemon being featured, which is wonderful. And our friend the rooster. Every kitchen must have one.
Everybody has to have a
Everyone
rooster.
has to have a rooster.
Everybody, yeah. You're right.
When we were in Capri, saw this rooster, and we have him on our kitchen counter.
Everybody has them. They make a fun piece for the kitchen.
They do. They do.
And you can use them for multi-purpose, wine, water, or even tomato sauce.
I hadn't thought about that. That I would use them more often. That's great. Excellent. Thank you for the idea.
I don't know if we can see this
that's
here.
cute.
Down in here, I'll pull it out for you.
That's good.
This is actually a
Oh.
ceramic sink.
Oh my.
If you can,
Oh, that's beautiful.
this is a ceramic sink that was made by Valdemoni, and this is quite a work of art. It's probably in the vicinity of 25 pounds of ceramic. So I won't hold it too long. But
This is gorgeous. All
it's
carved.
all carved, very simple, very artistic, and it wears pretty well. Once again, it's ceramic. If you have children, you wouldn't put this in your home where they'd be swinging at it. But, in a nice home, in an area where your bathroom is in your bedroom or off of your bedroom, this is a great addition to any
I
bathroom.
see a similarity to the tile that you have in Iono's restaurant, where you have the tiles that are exactly the same materials and the same...
Absolutely. Same pattern.
Same pattern.
Exact pattern,
It's
right.
beautiful. And it's so fortunate that we have it here. This is wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful. I think we have to redecorate our...
These are our wall sconces that we have
Oh,
at
that's
Iono.
beautiful. Yes.
And we put the electrical movements in. We put the socket in. We make it accessible to put on the wall, because the electricity in Europe is different than the electricity here in the United States.
How
So-
is it different?
It's different currents. They use...
220 and...
yeah. Right. So they're current, so we have to be up to standards with this here electrically, not only to import the sconce, but
Oh, okay.
to put the movement in so that it works correctly. But these are a wonderful addition to any hallway, bedroom, any brick wall in your house or your condominium. Very, very nice.
That's a warmth feeling, just looking at it, and when it's lit, it's soft.
Right.
It's wonderful.
And a lot of the leading architects, in Boston area are now working with these types of products with us. So we're having a good fortune with them people.
Excellent. Well, that's wonderful. Excellent.
We got a hurricane lamp here.
That is the most outstanding piece I have ever seen. It looks like going into the place in Rome where they have all the beautiful statues and all, which escapes me at the moment.
Colosseum.
Yes, that's gorgeous.
But that's I think what they went for was that type of a look, Roman style look from the ruins, and it's a hurricane lamp. If this was in probably Newbury Street in Boston, this would go for maybe 10 times the amount
Absolutely.
that we sell this for here.
It's worth it, actually.
It's great. I mean, this is a great piece of artwork. Anybody that's a collector of hurricane lamps or uses hurricane lamps in their home, I don't think you could do without something like this. We have a
It's
sign
the
that we made here,
sign.
Mary.
Isn't that
This is our
gorgeous?
company in Baracco, and it's one of our imports that we do. We do signs for businesses also.
Oh, you do that? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and it's a very heavy piece. This piece is probably in the vicinity of 25 pounds also. It's about an inch of solid ceramic, and it's laid on a antique style background. Oh, and Mary, over here we have again the cherub effect from Valdemonie. It's very popular right now, and we sell lots of this particular wall hanging. Again, it's a very heavy piece, so you need to have this on the correct wall. But it's just a warm, fun feeling for a home. And everything that's on this table display here is basically Valdemonie. And they do some wonderful potpourri plate, which you have over here.
Mm-hmm.
The potpourri in here, or a
Excellent.
candle, or
Pretty.
anything to that effect. And it's a nice piece for the home. It's very artistic, very delicate,
Yes.
and simple in the same.
I can see that just shimmering away, and with the aromatics of the potpourri.
Right.
Just very delightful. A nice touch.
Right, and then we have some jewelry boxes. We have another cherub. You can put this.
Isn't that pretty?
That piece there you can put in,
Yes.
you can put some ornaments on top of that, or you could actually, some people use it for their kitchen, for salt and pepper shakers and anything to that effect, and condiments.
It's just beautiful. Well, I don't think that you have missed anything in this beautiful, beautiful store. And I think that this certainly brings out the intrigue of your wonderful pottery store. And Baracco's is a very wonderful place to visit. We're so happy that you have brought all of these products from Sicily, Palermo, and the adjacent towns and cities. And so that for this we are very, very happy, and we're thankful.
Oh, I thank you very much. You're very kind,
Thank
and you're a very classy woman, and we appreciate your show
Oh, thank you.
and the opportunity to be on your show.
Well, we're going back into Iuno's restaurant, the dining area, where we will probably sit down and enjoy some of the fine foods that David, your master chef, has prepared. And so we thank you so much, and we wish you good luck and good fortune and many years of happiness.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Robert, for returning us to the beautiful restaurant here at Iuno's. And we're about to partake of a beautiful feast that David has prepared for us. Before we leave, or before we sit down to have dinner, could you tell us about your hours, please?
Sure, Mary. Our hours are Tuesday through Sunday, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., Tuesday through Thursday. Friday and Saturday, we're open 5 to 11 p.m., and Sunday, 5 to 10 p.m.
Excellent.
We're dark on Monday.
Would you recommend reservations before you get here? I'll just walk in.
I recommend reservations, particularly on the weekend, of which we're limited to reservations from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Is that right?
Right.
Okay.
We have an overwhelming demand on the weekend for a seating arrangement in here. We only seat 50 people, and we cordially invite you to reservation from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on the weekends. During the week, you can reserve a table at any hour.
No problem.
No problem.
Excellent. Well, that's wonderful. We thank you so much for inviting us to Iuno's restaurant, to Biscotti's, and also to your pottery shop. So on behalf of Suburban of Cablevision of suburban Massachusetts, and Cooking Adventures with Mary. That's myself, your host, Mary Poplis. We'd like to present to you this beautiful letter of appreciation for your very fine restaurant and the friendliness, the ambiance, the beautiful culture that you have brought to the city of Boston. And we wish you continued success, good luck, and we will visit you often. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
My pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you for joining in today to Cooking Adventures with Mary. I look forward to seeing you again next Wednesday, 6 p.m. And I'm your host, Mary Poplis. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks.
Thank you.